and welcome everybody to another Captain's Draft game here in Group B between Team Platodig and Team Arkali. I am joined tonight by Hi himself. How's it going, my dude?
I'm good. How are you?
Not doing too bad at all. Just getting into Champ Select now, just seeing first couple bands coming out. Not too surprised on either end. The Rammus band away from Yakatak himself, and the Shen band away from Hong Fudge.
Yuri ban. Okay. They're not opting to do a triple ban on Fudge. I mean, I guess that's probably the smart thing, right? Like, I know Hong Fudge is the big player. Like, he's their star, their ace and all that. But I think what you call? But I think X Frenzy has shown that his Yasuo and Yone are champions worthy of at least considering banning anyway.
Yeah,
he's definitely showed me up in our series anyway. So
just taking a look here now. The Garen also band makes sense. Like that, Shen and Garen probably two of Hong Kong's strongest champions now. He has shown like enough depth that he's been comfortable off them as well. As you said, like things like the York. Kali ban coming through against Arkali himself, and then also the Karma coming through as well. So surprised to see that band away instead of something like the Morgana, right, which is one of Crush Band's like more comfort picks. It does leave the Hecarim mids open, so that is going to be naturally grabbed away here on blue side as the first pick.
Yeah.
See what Platodig decides to answer with. Has played a bit of the Yeti before, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see him go with Nunu. Had a pretty big performance on it last year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So Nunu is I'm not gonna say anything about it, but it is a good counter into Hecarim. Especially with the build where you can get stacked like 70% tenacity with full builds. So it is quite the monstrosity. Just ignoring all the CC really that that blue team could potentially draft, but I don't think saving all your CC for a Nunu is the optimal choice.
True. So we see traded ACs come through here now. Have the Jinx picked up for Annihilation and answered here by a bit of a flex with the Tristana. Could go to Arkali or to Tedblond. More likely going to Tedblond because I haven't really seen Arkali play an awful lot, but could still technically be flex that way. Run it out with an Ornn pick to deny something else away from Hong Fudge, as it's another champion he has gone to in the past.
Now, they could opt. Yeah, okay. So I was saying. So now Hong Fudge gets his counter pick. He gets Yorick, which if it gets too far ahead, it's going to be really hard to answer for the side of blue team from their draft right now, because Hecarim won't be able to deal with Yorick. Ornn probably won't, and I'm pretty sure Tristana doesn't have the power necessary to take down a Yorick unless she's like really, really far ahead.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. You really need kind of a lot of lockdown and give her time to be able to wail away at him, right? To kind of reliably get through York. Otherwise, he'll just keep on healing through, especially with the Maiden up, right? His sustain is pretty nutty. Seeing these second bands come through, the Morgana is targeted away from Krusty Pants, so he will not get this time around. As well as the Alistair, who has been the champion in particular, has been popping off quite a bit in pro play at the moment. So not surprised to see people wanting to kind of take that away because he kind of offers a lot of really nutty engage power right now. Then the other side, Castle and Lulu, they're taking away kind of like scaling picks, especially the Lulu away from the Jinx. Obviously, can give her a lot of protection and kind of set up Annihilation for success. Do you see the Seraphine locked in here? So a little bit of a flex that could go into support or into mid lane. Looks like they are going to threaten here with the Blitzcrank. Okay, so that is locked in. So it's good into the Seraphine in particular. If you land the hook, you can punish pretty harshly. As I said, Seraphine could be technically flex, so they could try to counter this Blitzcrank with something else, maybe like the Nollis. or a Leona, perhaps, something that you don't necessarily want to bring to your team. Because there's already like plenty of that with something like the Nunu right here. And then they've besides rounded out here with the Syndra for Arkali, so Tristana is going to go in the bot lane. So they kind of got a very aggressive 2v2 here now with Tristana Blitzcrank. You know, you can always look for that all in at the level 2 to level 3. If you land the CC, you've almost got a guaranteed kill with the amount of damage Tristana can do early.
Veigar is an interesting pick, actually. It on one hand, it like I can see its potential. Like if Hecarim goes in with the Ornals, like, and Veigar just drops the cage, Hecarim is like left by himself, and he's just gonna get free hit on. Whereas the rest of his team aren't able to follow up as while that cage is still up. And then Seraphine R is just there as well, and Nunu is just a massive cock block as well. On the other hand, it gives Krusty another target to pick. At least before fights, because like there's 3 squishies, like they don't want to be in the middle of the fight, in the middle of that team anyway. Like whereas if you pull in a Nunu or a Yorick, or like if you, so a Nunu or a Yorick, or like a very melee centered AP mid laner, something like Silas would be really nice here into that comp, I think.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't know his champion pool, so like, it is. We'll just see how it comes down to execution at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that is always a danger when you're going to this one, right? Especially this 2v2 bot lane. The Jinx Seraphine does feel very vulnerable, even though that is a lot of pushing power and sustain. Definitely feels like Asian players are going to have to be kind of on their toes. Because like even the slightest misjudgment when you get picked off, like it could be like lane over at that point, because Tristana just can't be that dominant. So we'll see how they end up managing that. We will go to a short break while we wait for Spectator to catch up, and we'll talk to you guys shortly. Grand, and we are into game one here between Team Arkali and Team Platodig. As we wait for them to get out onto the map. Hi, are you on 20, 21, 22?
I am indeed.
Perfect. We are in sync, and we'll see if there's any level 1 here. Players can be attempted with the Blitzcrank. They are kind of holding the mid before they maybe go through a bot to brush cheese. The Syndra has shown herself in front of the tower, weirdly enough.
This is a good idea, but I think that the ward has spotted them, unfortunately. So
yeah, so Team Platodig should be aware of this invade, and they're going to play it pretty safe.
It was a really good read, actually. I like the initial bait by Arkali to try and like buy time, or to push X Frenzy under the tower, so he just can't like walk up. But the I guess Annihilation knew what this meant, and he just went and he just placed the early ward, and now they have the ward on Jack Attack's blue, so they'll know where he's starting for the most part, anyway.
Yep. Oh. So nothing's gonna happen there. Platodig's gonna start on his red buff. Curtis, how's my mic there now? But I mean, yeah. So no cheese level 1s coming out so far. So we'll see how these lanes end up going. Obviously, still have to keep an eye on the Jinx Seraphine. See if they can dodge out these hooks that are going to be coming at them. And the other thing to keep an eye to is obviously this top lane matchup, seeing how much Fudge can abuse this counter pick he's gotten with the York into the tank. A lot of tanks not having a very good time against this pick. It's very hard to kind of trade back and forth around both those. So far, Potato getting some nice early trades in.
Yeah, I'm more excited to see what's going to happen bot lane because, so this is what's going to happen. They need to hit level 2 first, and then they need to... Oh, I think Teflon accidentally auto-annihilation there. That could have cost them a kill on Cleanaz, but I think it's not the worst because they burn flash and heal from Cleanaz, so if Jack Attack wants to look bot lane after his first reset, then he can easily just pick up a free kill because they need to like push their early like damage lead and make sure that Jinx doesn't free scale with Seraphine in this bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, even though Blitzcrank lost his flash and ignite, getting a flash from the enemy bot lane, especially the Seraphine, is super big. And Cleanaz does not have flash to get out. So Teflon doesn't even need the hook to land. He goes straight in there. Of course, fans throwing the hook for good measure does whiff it a little bit. So yeah, like, actually, this aggression coming out super early.
Yeah, it was a really good recognition of his damage by Teflon. Like, Cleanaz dropped his only like peel just for a bit of poke on Krusty Pants, and him being low and not having the heal, that's just a free picking for Teflon. That's not what you want at all.
Yep. Meanwhile, Potato getting bullied out a little bit here in top lane, but isn't that far behind in CS. Meanwhile, X Frenzy locking on Arkali does force out the flash. And a lot of aggression across the board here from different lanes. Do see Nunu has found the Hecarim in the river, but it's too late to contest for that crab and will end up going back to his own jungle.
Oh, Vanishing Potato. I never realized maybe Ornn is counter Yorick a little bit. He can just break his little wall whenever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, definitely like Ornn's like obviously one of the better tanks for trading like this, right? But but it's honestly it's more the sustain that York can bring is what's kind of scary in this because it looked like Vanishing Potato had gotten pretty low and then immediately like he got like nearly a quarter of his health back. So you do have to be wary when you're trading the Ornn at these low HP levels.
Okay, so both junglers are on their second clears now. Jack Attack, he didn't get his blue or his Gromp, but because of that, Platodig's clear is going to be a little bit gimped. Well, it's going to be a little slower than Jack Attack. He's going to have access to those tier 2, that tier 2 Gromp, so he will get a bit more XP, but of course Platodig will get more XP, but albeit he'll have to wait a little bit longer before his next camp spawn. But that does give him time to basically impact the map a lot more, especially bot side, where Ted1 and Krusty fans are essentially like pushing them on their tower all the time. And with Krusty, no flash, like he can't get away from a giant snowball like running him down.
Yep, that is very true. You can see Krusty's kind of zoning off the bot lane here. They can't even approach wave because it's so dangerous, especially when there's still no flash here on Clean As. Hung Fudge forced a flash out in top lane though. Does manage to just about avoid that gank coming through from Jack back. Oh, TP coming in from X Frenzy though. Has a lot of burst damage.
Great, he will. I think he goes down if X Frenzy hits this Q.
Yep, there it goes. Ulti used, kill secured by X Frenzy. That nice TP play in the end. And he's going to be pretty happy about that, getting an early kill here on this Veigar. Going to scale like a monster as the game goes on.
Bot lane, there's small CS lead actually, 15 CS for Tristana. Not the biggest, but it hopefully, if they're able to snowball this lead and Jack Attack camps the living hell out of bot side, gets these dragons, and goes up top lane, gets the heralds, snowball the lead for their bot side, and hopefully Tristana will be able to 1v9. She definitely has the potential when she gets enough range on her passive.
Yep, that's true. Obviously, trying to slow down Jinx hitting her own spikes is pretty big. Oh, nice hook on the Clean As though. Just still has no flash. Oh, barely just got it now actually to get out. And will not go down in the end. But heal did have to be used by Annihilation kind of keep him healthy. So again, still a lot of pressure being put down here from Krusty Pants on this pick.
Yeah, we've seen this before, like 5 minutes ago. Clean As, no flash, Annihilation, no heal. Krusty Pants, all he has to do is just walk up, bait out the beat drop, and Ted1 can easily engage with that with his WE, but they're opting just to shove the wave, go back, spend the money that they've earned. Oh,
gank up here in top lane though. Vanish Potato having to flash out early. He's going to use the Ornhorn too, but I think it's too little too late. He's going to get wiped here by Hung Fudge. He does get the last hit. And nice gank timing coming through from Platodig.
Yeah, that ward isn't deep enough for a Nunu. Like, yeah, you have the ward in the river, but like it's just a placebo ward. Like, you're gonna see him coming, but then like, what are you gonna do about it, right? You're Ornn with no flash. You have no real escape. It's not much you can do. Like, it's just a shit ward, and then Platodig obviously knew that just running top lane is just free with the position he's in. Oh my god!
Jinx execute coming through, stealing the dragon and Jack Attack's life. That is a huge pick for Annihilation.
That is demoralizing, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's disgusting that Jinx can do something like that. Like, please put the cap back on to neutral objectives for the execute damage. That's kind of nutty. We actually saw it a lot yesterday too, right? In the game with Schalke and G2. Like, Jankos had so many objectives stolen from him from Deep Rockets. Yeah, so really back and forth game so far. We've seen big plays from like both sides coming out. It feels like a lot of it's kind of swung pretty heavily in favor of Team Platodig though, because they've managed to get themselves the Herald and the Dragon. They've got a kill onto Jinx. The Orc is starting to come online too. We do see a gank coming in here from Platodig. They had this spawn from pretty far out, so some deep wards in the river giving them a bit of safety. And they'll be pretty safe here for the moment.
Yeah. Annihilation, actually, now he has a red buff, and, you know, all of a sudden, that kill lead that Ted1 got early game isn't as big anymore. Like, he's got 300 gold, he's pretty much stabilized himself at this point. And he's only, like, 500 gold down, albeit that is a Berserker Greaves on Tristana right now, whereas he only has tier 1 boots and a dagger, but when he goes back, he will have the money to probably get himself back in.
Yeah, no doubt. Definitely not that far behind this Tristana at all. Hung Fudge and Blanche Potato getting super low here, but Blanche Potato misses the knock-up, it looked like. So did not get the damage. It's trying to slow down Hung Fudge from
Jack
escaping.
attack does have bit of a yeah, a bit of a long R, and X-Frenzy managing to flash out, and because of that, Hong Fudge gets another cross map ult from Annihilation.
Oh
this man,
my lord, these Jinx
he's on
rockets
this-
are
oh.
out of control. X-Frenzy's going to get out of here though. He's baited Jack Attack into his doom, and Platodig will eat him alive in the jungle. And it is looking kind of dire for Team Arkali, because they're losing trades across the board. Annihilation got himself another pick for free, more or less, just from farming Rocket from bot lane. And like, the scaling on their side is pretty nice. This top, the more golds that this York gets, the more answerable he's going to be on the side lane. So Team Arkali are going to have to figure out something pretty quick if they want to turn this around.
Yeah, Jack Attack needs to accelerate this game now. He has access to his ult. He just needs to make sure he needs to not panic. He needs to just play with his bot side like it's the strongest side right now. Ornn right now, like I know he's bleeding a lot of resources into Yorick, but he needs to stabilize by himself.
Yeah, for sure. You can see that top lane tower is almost down too, so Hong Fudge nearly unlocked, and the Herald used the mid lane too, so they're going to funnel some gold into X-Frenzy, though he is almost caught out, but not quite by Jack Attack. It seems like the charge didn't quite connect fully with him, so places him on the wrong side and is able to just walk away. Oh, X-Frenzy look for a pick here though.
Close.
So meanwhile, looks like Tedlon's been left to try farm his best underneath bot turret, while Krusty was looking to make a counter play in mid, but ultimately not too much happening there in the end. And he will head down back to bot lane. Honestly, it feels like they really, if you were decided on Team Arkali, Jack Attack really should have targeted this bot lane more. They are trying to force something now. Do get the flash out of clean as, but looks like there's going to be a bit of a fight developing here around this dragon to spawn in the next 40 seconds.
Hong Fudge gets a massive 610 gold into his pocket for free, and that is not what you want. Platodig. Really nice Seraphine ult, but Platodig is unfortunately not going to get out, even with the flash. Cleanaz doesn't have flash either. No Seraphine R. Teflon does have resets. All he has to do is just output that damage. Drops the R. He has the Halo Blades reset. Dilation, not enough mana. Not enough damage either, unfortunately. And that shutdown's going to go over to Ornn, so hopefully he is stabilized. But in the top lane, Hong Fudge probably going to get this tier 2 tower with the Maiden, as well as the demolishing ghouls on his side.
Yeah, he just chunks through towers so hard. It looks like he's actually going to leave it in the end. Maybe he's afraid of... Actually, I'm not really sure what he's doing. I guess he's denying camps away from Jack Attack. But they're doing this dragon super slowly. He could maybe have looked for a play down into the river. I guess he doesn't really have much back there either. So I think that's fine. I don't think you have to take the tier 2 top lane straight away. I think it's smarter what he's doing is like denying camps. He's still getting gold in his own pockets that way as well. And then he's going to basically just go straight back to the top lane, right? And just push it in. So he's kind of just happy out to do this. But it was a nice play from Team Arkali there. They managed to get the fight, managed to split up. Annihilation and Cleanaz like pretty effectively chasing the Jinx and the Seraphine off, even though there was like a decent Seraphine ulti that came through. It wasn't enough really for them to kind of layer any damage on top of, and they managed to close the gold gap just a little bit. And it looks like they're going to try to make a play here on bot lane. Krusty pinging it out. Top lane, Blanche Potato continuing to absorb a lot of pressure here. Does have to flash out.
Ooh. Yeah. A bit risky. Oh, and there's another Jinx rocket coming top lane.
Not this
that
time.
one's not hitting this time.
But yeah. So it looks like Platodig is going to start with a second Herald here for himself, and they're going to try to continue make these kind of pressure map plays throughout the play. Looks like they are going to lose their bot lane turret. Oh, nice flash out from Krusty Pants. Aggressive play underneath the turret.
Oh, doesn't have time to R. Teflon does get hit by Zap. Annihilation has the reset. Hongfudge TPing in his bonus move speed, but luckily Teflon is able to get out with his own reset. Maybe, unless Hongfudge, nope. Just gonna walk at him a bit menacingly. Jack that is on the spot side, but it looks like he's resetting. So a 1-for-1 and a tower for the side of Team Arkali.
Yeah.
So all in all, not too bad. And Seraphine got the kills, so Annihilation doesn't get that nice 300 gold in his pocket.
Yeah, he will get the tower back though for his team, so still gold relatively even in that trade kind of overall. And they will get themselves mid-turn too, in fact, with the Herald still available in Platodig's pockets if they want to push anything further. Carly chunked it super hard by the Viger there. Viger definitely starting to hit a bit hard. He has that Aerofrost complete, so that he's got that kind of chain CC set up for himself now. The Syndra doesn't even have her first item complete. Surprisingly, and we're nearly like 16 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Like there's been very little action for her. Like she's just been kind of farming away, but it feels like it doesn't feel like he's kind of farmed that effectively. I'm wondering what's happening there.
I mean, she doesn't have the kill and assist that Viger has. She's actually very close to her rifting. She just needs like 1 or 2 more waves. But Hongfudge actually, he does have flash to get out, but he actually manages to make it out. There is a Hecarim ult being able to drop down. Clean as drops the ulti. Unfortunately, he does get hooked over to the pit though, and the Jinx Rocket not enough damage to kill Ornn. And Teflon jumping over with the reset, and that kill goes over to Krusty Pants as Clean as just, you know, it inevitably goes down. And that is a 2-for-0 for Team Arkali. They're picking up more free kills, you know, getting Tristana ahead. Meanwhile, Syndra is on the bot side. She got her Everfrost now, so she is stacking up her tier. Unfortunately, she does need to start impacting these team fights if she wants to get a little bit more gold into her pocket. You know, those minions aren't going to be enough.
Kurt's going to continue to look for hooks. Having a really good game here so far on the Blitzcrank. Has landed some really nice hooks there. I think it was really crucial that he got the one there on Seraphine, because she was in a position to try chain CC and keep the York sustained through that fight. But because he managed to separate her from that, they were able to kill Hongfudge very quickly, and then they managed to get another kill onto her as well. So nice plays coming through from Krusty. Does pick himself up to Shirelias, so giving himself more kind of move speed to be able to continue this kind of aggressive playmaking that you want to see from this champion. Do have Dragon spawning in 50 seconds. Annihilation is topside, but he's going to go for the reset now, so it should be down there in time to be contesting for that objective. Both teams one dragon apiece, and it is the Ocean Soul that is going to be available, so both teams definitely want to start stacking that as soon as possible.
Tristana actually has her Stormmaster complete, so like she gets the little extra 10% attack speed from the Mythic passive, as well as like that damage and hang on as I speak. This week's Krusty Pants is a little bit caught out. Doesn't have any. His team wasn't exactly with him, and I'm not sure if they had enough prio in the mid or bot lane to for him to walk up like that. It's very disrespectful by him, and because of that, I think they might get the Ocean Dragon, unless Teflon is able to pop off.
It definitely feels like they have other forms of engage here with the Ornn, with the Hecarim, but it really feels like Krusty was kind of the main way for them to do it at the moment, especially because, you know, how far behind the Ornn is, right? So it feels like they're not really confident enough to try force anything 4v5, and they'll concede this Ocean Dragon. Now 2 on the board here for Team Platodig, and they're going to be pretty happy with that. But it feels relatively even overall. Hongfudge does get the Blast Cone over the wall. Is trying to make this a 1v1 against Jack Attack. Doesn't have the Maiden though. Has been separated. So he's just trying to get himself away here before Teflon can catch up.
Onslaught of Shadows is actually able to connect, and you know Teflon has the damage. You know that's what I said. Like even though Yorick is like a menace in these side lanes, if Tristana is majorly ahead, she's able to like nuke him out with the Hail of Blades and the bomb, and it's just enough for her right now. 5 kills on Tristana. But again, another tower, so more gold for him. Yep,
and that's actually there's 4 members of Team Arkali up there. As Flash Force Max Frenzy. Plays being made across the map here by Team Arkali. Platodig is coming in here to try and make something happen.
2-man with Snowball.
Not what you want on the way. He does have the ulti available.
Ornn tried to protect Krusty by body blocking the Snowball, but unfortunately they both ended up getting hit by it. And now Adam has to pay for Krusty Pants sins. Another kill for the Veigar. 2-0 on him right now. He has his tier fully stacked. Can get the up to get the Seras, but he's getting the Codex, so he could be doing a Cosmic Drive angle, or it could be a Zonia's.
Yeah, I think ideally you'd probably want to go for the Seraph as soon as possible, right? Because that's where you get like a lot of your kind of damage spike on mages these days, it feels like.
Yeah.
So I'm not familiar with how that item builds. I don't believe that needlessly large builds into the Seraphs. Is that correct? Or am I wrong?
Large Rod does build into Seraphs, yeah.
Okay, so it looks like he's trying to go for the Seraphs, just doesn't have quite enough just yet.
Yeah.
So that's fine. So yeah, another kill on the Veigar. He's kind of chugging along pretty well. I'm just trying to take stock across the board here. Like, obviously, Tedlon very powerful here on this. Tristana 5-0-3 nearly has his third item complete. Has opted to go into this Storm Razor build with the Hail Blades, which it's fine. I would have preferred to go with the PTA if he was going to do that though, as I think it just kind of syncs up with it a bit more nicely, and I think it's a more powerful tree at the moment because the domination tree did get hit quite a bit, so you're seeing pros start to go less Halo Blade and more press the attack. But still fine. Still going to chunk pretty hard if he can find that one single target to kind of focus in on in these fights. And obviously he has a lot of space and kind of frontline to do it, right? Like Ornn, Hecarim, like Blitzcrank, not so great appealing, but can be like kind of set him up for maybe getting those chain kills.
That's phase rush, so he's able to walk out. Platodig is so fast with the slow resistance as well, and the phase rush. And I think Ornn, nice Ornn horn, but unfortunately he doesn't have the team follow up and the Ted Blonde. No backup. No.
He did it again.
And the classic Ted Blonde Annihilation picking up that massive shutdown. Here comes the Seraphine ult. Charm Annihilation killing spree 5-1, and now all of a sudden that lead that Ted Blonde accumulated over 22 minutes, just like that, just gone. And now Jinx, the hyperscaling AD carry, is now online. 2 items already. Going back, could be getting components of her Eye Edge, maybe, I think. Or it could be the Lord Doms. But either way, Annihilation is now even in gold with Ted Blonde now. And all that lead that blue team has is completely just gone from that one display.
I mean, I can understand why he goes for these kind of plays, right? Because he can see the angle. He thinks like if he can get the burst, maybe he can pop off in the fight. But my God, does Ted Blonde make some of the most questionable Tristana plays I've ever seen in Irish League of Legends? And there's a lot of questionable Tristana plays in Irish League of Legends. Like, it didn't matter. It doesn't matter how much gold you have on your champion if you're going to put yourself in a position to constantly get picked off in these fights. And like going in 1v3 into like a squad that's going to have hard CC to kind of just chain you down, like not great. As kind of put Team Arkali in a bit of a difficult position here. There's a lot of control for Team Platodig here. Double red wards in the pit. You can see Krusty is trying to fish for a pick here with the hook. Maybe to try and make something happen. Clean hands, walking up.
Nice hook.
Does have
good
flash
with clean hands though.
Yeah, so managed to flash just in time to get out before people could chase down the Tom. But you gotta be careful. There is a Yorick pushing in top lane, and he's got Baron buff. He's gonna take your entire base if you don't answer him. So see what they end up doing. It's a bit of a fight. Looks like it's gonna brawl here around the Dragon Pit. As we're still seeing the brawl here in the top lane. Yeah. Dragon was secured.
Krusty. he's got the boost weight shoes.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it's not enough. Platodig picks up that kill. On Fudge. Still uncontested. I mean, there is an Ornn there, but like, what's Ornn gonna do, right?
Yeah.
And he's still overstaying a little bit. Nice layer of CC. Ornn going to be dropped. Hongfudge does have flash, but I don't think he's able to make it out alive. Tristana is there in melee range, might I add. But there's a Jinx Rocket coming in. Will it land? Unfortunately, it does, but it's not enough damage. And now all of a sudden, blue team doesn't have any engage or CC to answer this, and that's 2 inhibs just for the price of 1 Hongfudge.
Yeah, I mean, the Hung Fudge is not going to really care that he died there, right? Didn't have to blow any summoners. Kind of just bought his team enough time to grab themselves the third dragon and the middle inhib, as well as the one that he got for himself. So there's a lot of pressure here now against Team Arkali that they're going to have to deal with. 2 super waves plus the tail end of a Baron buff. They are trying to make a play out here onto X-Frenzy, who does have the baby cage to deny the initial engage from Jack Attack, who is ulting in now. Does get the
nice
fear off.
Onslaught of Shadows. Arkali dropping the ult a little bit early, but it's not that going to be an issue. But X-Frenzy shut down, now goes to Arkali. Arkali finally on the board after 26 minutes.
Yeah, not even an assist to his name. Only 1, 0, and 0. Very, very quiet game from Arkali, from the team captain. Might want to see him maybe step up a little bit more in the next game. But they still have some opportunity to get themselves back into the game, right? Like, they bought themselves a bit of time getting that Vagar pick. They can maybe look to try set up deep pockets of vision, maybe use a Blitzcrank hook to get yourself a priority pick and get yourself a foothold back in this game. But it's looking pretty rough right now, to be honest, because again, the York so hard to deal with here in the side lane. It's going to push here into the bot lane. Platodig also hovering. Maybe looking for a punish here onto Arkali. Linaz going to have to be careful though.
Oh, Linaz dodging the ulti. Oh, sorry, not the ulti. Sorry, the hook from Blitzcrank.
Yep.
And now we're all red team. We're all bot side. Guess they really just want to let Hong Fudge get this tower.
I mean, why not, right? Like, what are blue side going to get for this? Like, all they can do is kind of push out the waves in the mid.
Ooh, Hong Fudge flashing out. Snowball does land. Crusty Pants can't really get out of this. I think he's just going to go down to the root. Alt Dream drop Annihilation picks up that kill, but a nice ulti from, nice E from Arkali. Exhaust being dropped on Jack Attack. He's rooted. How broken is Everfrost? And he goes down, not able to activate Onslaught of Shadows. X-Frenzy flashing in, Ornn coming in a little bit too late. His team fight's already over. Not sure why he's still there. He has to dash out now. Teblon flashing in. X-Frenzy picks up the kill using the outplay button. But unfortunately, he does go down to Teblon with the Buster Shot as well as the max charge explosive charge. Root onto Vanished Potato, Annihilation, a little bit hyper-fed on this Jinx. 3 items, Avidity Edge and the Runans, giving him that move speed. Reset coming in. He's going to take out this inhib, and not sure what blue team can do at this point. Plus, he's looking for a hook.
Yeah.
Doesn't land again. It's just barely. And that is a massive win for the side of red team. Baron's coming up in 1 minute. The Ocean Soul for them, 1 minute, 20 seconds. I'm pretty sure this game is over in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, easily. Like, they couldn't end the game just there because the respawn timer on the Hecarim was quite low. So they didn't want to risk trying to overforce 3v4 and then get Blitz hook, and then they'll wipe just before the Baron. So smart of them to reset here, as there is going to be double stacked super waves coming in at all angles now against Team Arkali. It's going to be very difficult for them to kind of deal with that, as the wave clear isn't fantastic. So we'll see if they can try to make anything happen. You can see Krusty is trying to get some vision around the dragon, but honestly, the Baron is the thing you really need to be concerned about right now, because if they get that with these double stack super minion waves, like, it's just over. Like, there's just absolutely nothing you can do. So, but right now they're just not in the area to contest. Jack Attack and Teblon are farming Raptors. Krusty can't ward the area by himself. He's just going to die, and now they're not even going to contest the Baron. They're just going to give us up for free.
They're going to have to try and flip a fight at the dragon. They need to start moving there now. But
I don't even think they need to. Honestly, like, does Team Platodig even need a dragon? You can roll down mid right now.
Yeah. Oh, here comes a giant snowball. Krusty Pants does get caught, and that's pretty much game if he dies. But no, they're just going to play it safe. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to take the 70-30 play. They're just going to go for the full 100, go for the secure on the Ocean Soul.
I mean, there's super minions on your your towers right now. Like, okay, so the inhib does respawn top.
Oh, Jack Attack going in. Unfortunately, Onslaught of Shadows does miss. Platodig can be brought very low, but he's able to do a knock with that ultimate 0.
Oh, the Jinx damage.
Jinx is just popping off like she's over the wall. No one can hurt her. But Vanished Potato forced to get out, and Annihilation just flashing over the wall. He's going in. He's got the resets. He doesn't care. double TP coming in, and that's the game for Team Platodig.
Yeah,
Solid
really
game,
well.
actually.
Yeah, really well
It'll
played
get
in the
on.
end.
Might be able to do a bit of damage. Not enough.
No, not enough. Unfortunately, Sterak's Gauge shield enough to keep Hong Coach alive, just enough to see that victory screen. And yeah, really good game here from Team Plowdig in game one. Looked a little dicey at points, especially in the bot lane when the Tristana started getting all those kills. But honestly, well played in the end. And I like both the aggression coming from these two teams, right? Like they're both trying to kind of get control of the early game, and try to gain advantages at different parts of the map, and they played around it like pretty decently. Again, like I would question, Arkali on the Syndra here. It felt like he was a bit of a non-factor in this game, so I would like to see him be maybe a bit more proactive in the next one. Try to team up with Jack Attack a bit more, perhaps to support him. Start making plays around the map. Because you need to get yourself involved, especially in this group B, right? Like you need to get at least some points on the board, because that it's so tight in the standings, right? Like there were so many ones and ones, and Team Cloudegg, I think, are the only team so far with an actual win.
I think Arkali's team has a win as well. I think they're second place. I mean, both these teams are general. I think they're out of groups regardless, but it's just I think it's just a shot at top spot at this point.
I will double check that, but yes. Yeah. Either way, hopefully we'll see a bit more out of Arkali in game 2. We'll be back to you guys shortly with that, and I will change my mic in the meantime because apparently I don't sound as good. So, back to it, guys. And welcome back everybody here to Game 2 between Team Arkali and Team Platodig. I had to go deal with something, so we should be back shortly, hopefully by the time we get into the actual game. But we'll try to make do with what we can here. Same for a couple bands coming out here as usual, the Rams and the Garen. Not too surprised to see either of those. Hopefully my audio sounds a little bit better, if Curtis or Voltanex can confirm. Seeing the Udyr and Shen taken away here too, so, and a Hecarim. Not too surprised to kind of see anything these go through, as well as the Yone. We'll turn the music down just a tad. So we see now what they want to pick here on the blue side. They are hovering the Tom Kench. Probably unlikely to see this unless Hung Fudge has been. So the Shaco is locked in. Could be a Platodig pick, has shown it before in previous series, much to my own ire. But it could also be a placeholder, but I haven't been told by any of the captains. Let me just double check that. No, it is not a placeholder. This is a legitimate Shaco. Blue side. So they've already opened with something really spicy. Meanwhile, it's going to be answered here by the Volibear and the Tristana. So kind of very open flex picks here. But actually this Volibear like could technically be played mid lane too. Arkali has played this himself in a solo lane. But it can also go to jungle and to top lane. So they're trying not to show their hands just yet. Meanwhile, the Twitch is also picked up here. Maybe a bit of a dig at a Vanishing Potato here, as they're going to take away his signature champion. See what they end up rounding out here in the first phase. They will pick themselves up the Ornn, so Long Fudge going to get himself the initiative this time around, and it looks like Arkali maybe looking to lock in his signature champion. And try maybe be a bit more proactive, as I was talking about in the last game. We'll see if that ends up happening. See now in the second ban phase, what can both teams kind of focus out on here? Like you can look at taking away mid laners here from X Frenzy, perhaps try to get Arkali a favorable matchup. They will take away the Caston. Try to deny him that scaling option. And looks like Team Platodig have opted to ban junglers because again we're not too sure where this Volibear is going to go, but they're going to try to deny Jack Attack some other picks as well. In fact, that's 4 jungle picks against Jack Attack. The Rams, the Udyr, the Hecarim, and the Kayn. So big respect coming here for Mr. Yak Attack himself in the jungle. But they will finish off with a Nautilus and a Lulu band, so they wanted to deny some comfort here, clearly. But you still have things like the Blitzcrank open here for Krusty Pants, who did have a pretty decent game in it, game 1. We'll see if he can kind of continue that here. You have locked in the Karma, which is likely going to Krusty Pants. I would say quite likely goes with this Tristana, mayhaps. But they've still kind of got flex options open here. So Karma could go top lane. It's probably unlikely though. I think it's pretty set in stone. Or it's going to be Kali mid, Karma bot. And the Pantheon locked in here, and they're also going to lock in the Rivalry. Okay, so there's some spicy picks coming out here. So if I were to guess, I would say it's a Pantheon support with Twitch 80. And then you've got the clean as Riven into the Arkali mid. Unless Krusty is going to try get himself maybe a bit more safety here for Teblond here with the Lantern. Is going to lock in the Thresh. So the Karma is going to go top. It's going to be a Volibear jungle. And it's going to be a Tristana bot lane. So there's a lot of flexing going on here over the side of Team Arkali. We'll see if they've managed to get the setup that they want. Because there's a very, very unusual comp staring them down. I'm not sure how they're going to feel about dealing with it. Because the Shaco, I've termed it the terrorist pick in the past, especially when Platodig has been piloting it. Let's see if he can kind of get up to some shenanigans with it. And definitely will want to influence this mid lane matchup, which feels very coin flippy, very volatile. So if he can exploit that, try put Arkali behind on his signature Arkali, they'll be looking pretty good for that. I was curious to see how this Twitch Pantheon kind of do a bot lane versus the Tristana Thresh. Cause normally, obviously, Twitch is not the best laning champion, but can pull out a few surprises, perhaps. Maybe look for a roam or try to kind of take Teblon by surprise, and then you've got a Pantheon ult couple on top of him too. Maybe something can happen with that, but we'll see what happens, guys. We're going to go to a quick break to let the spectator they catch up, and we'll be into game shortly.
Hey guys, and welcome back here. Game 2 between Team Platodig and Team Arkali. Platodig are one game up, looking to get themselves their second full-on win in this group stage in what has been a very hotly contested group. And this win would certainly pretty much guarantee them almost like first place. Well, they'll get them to first place for the moment, but definitely would get them out of the groups for sure. So they'll be looking to do this with a very spicy draft in mind here with this Shaco. Krusty is going to face check into the that Long Fudge managing to get the CC in, and they're actually get the first blood onto the volley bear. Jack Attack is going to be sent back to the fountain. Now is going to respawn in time to get to his camp. So isn't going to be set behind necessarily on tempo per se, but giving the early gold here to the Riven is going to feel pretty bad here for Arkali. Now there is no ignite here for X Frenzy, so at least you know, the Arkali doesn't have to deal with that per se. It does have all her summoners, but we'll see how that ends up going. Although Teblond also actually got a late reset off, so they didn't get the full leash here for Jack Attack. Meanwhile, Vanishing Potato going for a bit of a trade here. He's trying to poke out Hung Fudge a little bit, trying to force him out of the lane early, but honestly, Hung Fudge doesn't really care about that. Vanishing Potato may end up actually losing out on XP here. And there we go. There we see it. The extra Ruby Crystal in extra instant pocket is going to help him in these trades. It's going to be a lot healthier. And he's going to be able to continue to kind of trade aggressively into the Arkali. And Annihilation and Cleanaz get themselves the early level 2, got themselves the lane control. Trying to put some pressure down here onto Teblon and Krusty Pants, who had a pretty good game 1, all things considered, apart from the we'll say the questionable Tristana jump from Ted. They got himself killed. Ooh, nice stun by X Frenzy. Arkali trading back nicely though. Did manage to dodge out the rest of the combo, so it didn't take too much damage for his troubles. So not too much happening across the board at the moment. Lanes are kind of farming relatively safely. Really, it's only that first blood gold. That's kind of really the only difference between these teams right now. The Platodig is looking mid lane. Did put down the box, but oh, the fear does come down in the end. Get a little bit of disruption, but Platodig is looking like he's going to go down here. As Annihilation trying to trade back, but the poison and ignite's not going to be enough. X Frenzy flashing to get these kills. Manages to get the one onto the volley bear in the end, but that's a 1 for 2. Yeah, 1 for 2 in the end. And a lot expended here by Team Platodig to get themselves that kill onto the Riven. Oh, nice hook onto Annihilation. Does get flayed into the bomb. He is going to go down here with the Goomba Stomp from Ted Blonde. Cleanaz continuing also to get kind of wailed upon, but he's going to barely get himself out of dodge. As Ted and Krusty don't want to chase underneath the turret. Now, Ted is quite low. The spear lands with the Shaco. He could just go down, but instead they're going to focus on Krusty, who just has no escape after using his flash earlier. So they're going to take the easy kill on him, give that to Platodig, and he is going to be happy out. just trying to see what way these teams are going. It looks like Annihilation is going for the AP Twitch, perhaps, because he has that, the Doran's Ring and the Dark Seal. And it looks like Platodig and Shaco's also going AP, which makes sense, right? Because you've got your Riven mid, so it makes sense you're not overloading it in that sense. But and Riven being your only real sort of AD with support Pantheon, maybe not the most ideal. Although, having said that, there's obviously not a lot of tanks, apart from the Volley Bear here, for Team Arkali, so...
Apologies, I have returned.
Yeah, no worries, my dude. So you missed a spicy draft. I don't know... Are you into the game now?
Yeah, I'm at 6 out of 10 now.
6, perfect. You're caught up to me. So... Yeah, how do you feel about the Platodig Shaco here? With the support, with the Riven mid and the Pantheon support.
Well, I assume this Twitch, looking at the build, might be going AP, but
Yep.
a lot of Twitches do build these 2 items and then goes for AD.
Oh,
Because,
okay.
yeah, because the passive still scales with AP, albeit not as much, but it's still nice to have early game. And the Riven mid is a bit interesting. I'm sure X Frenzy has played it a good few times. At least, so he probably knows what he's doing, but it is Raja's Arkali. No
Yep.
flash, doesn't have Ignite actually, so it'll be interesting how this plays out. And I'm pretty sure Cahill is just going to go Everfrost Shaco and just be cancerous towards him.
Yeah, so Platodig was looking for a play there in mid lane, but Arkali already sniffed it out, kind of dodged away with the Shuriken, and was pretty safe there for the most part, unless X Frenzy kind of forced a stun on Arkali going in though.
Wow. Arkali. Knows his
Okay.
damage, hit everything as well.
Finally.
And now there's DP. Platodig, no, he doesn't have access to ulti, so he's able to get out, but Vanishing Potato brought quite low from the Ignite. Arkali has to, I think he has to walk out now. Not enough damage yet. Vanishing Potato does have the empowered mantra, the mantra heal in the bot lane. Plus he is getting the hook on Clean As, not able to get the E off in time, and Ignite drop on Teflon, but it's not enough.
Yeah, some crazy plays going here across the board. Nice TP from Arkali top to save Vanish Potato from being kind of run over under his tower. They didn't manage to get anything back, but honestly, that's all he needed, and getting the kill also in mid lane is a bonus. So, Arkali being a lot more proactive this game already. 2-0-1 is exactly what I was asking for in this from the last one. So, nice to see that coming out here. And then, bot lane kind of seeing the same results as the last game. Tedblon and Crusty Pants are going pretty aggressive, and they're trying to punish Annihilation and Clean as much as possible with this Tristana pick. So we'll see if they manage to keep this up. It looks like Annihilation is going to commit to this AP build, though. He's got the Blasting Arms as well. So we'll see what he ends up building that into. I would imagine to Nashers first. I'm not too sure. Yeah.
First, always into Def Cap.
Yeah. So looks like he's gonna finish that off, and yeah, looking forward to seeing how this mid lane develops here with X Frenzy and Arkali going back and forth.
Yeah. How crazy is Karma top? That was so unskilled. Like,
yeah,
she wins every trade because of her empowered heal and shields, and then like she'll always outshove you because of Q.
Yep.
Crazy.
Having said that, though, Hunkfudge still has the CS lead.
Oh, Platodig. Yeah, I mean, bit interesting of a play. Platodig, mistimed his ulti, and because of that, Teflon, he has access to the Buster Shot. He has access to his W, and now Jack Attack and Arkali are here to clean up Jack Attack, disabling that tower, and just taking out Clean as Annihilation. It's stealthed it, but how's he gonna get away? Arkali gets that kill for himself. And meanwhile, top lane is getting a plate, mid lane is getting a plate or two for themselves, but bit of a force from Platodig actually. His team isn't able to follow up that far, and just because of that, he gets singled out. And Tedblon's early damage with Pale of Blades just shows that just one-shots him, essentially.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And you can see it's nearly 2k gold lead for Ted Blonde alone over the Twitch, which is nuts, considering like that he is most of this team's lead right now in this game. So doing very well in this lane. 50 CS up, 3 kills up. It's going to be pretty scary once here again has the Kraken Slayer complete as well. So it's going to pump out a lot of damage if he ever finds himself a target. But we saw that in the last game too, and ultimately did end up losing that.
Oh, Hong Fudge dropping the one horn. Don't think he kills Adam at all. Bit of an interesting play. I thought Shaco was nearby, but apparently he just wanted to do a bit of poke damage. So, Krusty with a nice roam. Frenzy pops the ult. Does flash. Here comes the Pantheon R, and Arkali doesn't have the R just yet. Oh, Annihilation pops out of stealth, and Krusty not respecting that, and Frenzy picks up that kill.
Yeah, not respecting the possibility of that Twitch roam. Krusty definitely really out of position at the end of that play. Does go down for his sins, and yeah, so nice pick up here. You got 3 kills now here on the Riven. Frenzy doing pretty well with that. Has a Gordon complete. Oh, Annihilation.
Ted Blonde actually opts to jump in. Ted Blonde? I'm not sure if that was the play. And Shutdown going over the Pantheon. I mean, it's not Annihilation who gets it, but I mean, I guess he thought he had the damage. He wasn't in range to get his Buster Shot off either, or any more auto attacks, so bit of a yikers moment. Yeah,
heal and flash blown as well. Like, it's honestly just jump away, right? Like, you don't have to take that risky 1v2. So once again, the aggression from Ted Blonde on this pick not paying off, and means that gold lead has shrunk significantly. What was it, like nearly 3.5k gold before now? So it's barely 1k. So you're given ways to switch to get back into the game. That's exactly not what you wanted to do after having such a fantastic early game. We'll see what they end up doing though. They have some early control here onto the dragon. They're getting some vision here now. Could get themselves, if they manage to grab the second dragon, it means that they are getting themselves quite quickly towards that soul win condition.
Yeah. Arkali is on the flank.
Yeah, zoning off clean as for the moment. It's not going to be too much danger of this going away, as Platodig wasn't really in the position to try and steal that. So there looks like they've just conceded for now. I'm just going to go back to farming. And yeah, like, not too much ended up happening there in the end. Vengeful Potato himself also just staying in top lane, just constantly pushing. How's that Moonstone Renewal done now for himself? So obviously it's going to go with the Staff of Flowing Water build. Try juice up his team in these fights, kind of give them a bunch of healing.
Jack attack?
How's used to Herald the mid? Nope.
Wait, it doesn't get cancelled anymore. Okay.
I think it is possible to cancel it, but you've got such a small window, right? Because the channel time was decreased. Annihilation going down.
No flash. Oh my god, he didn't even get a chance to ult. Where that? I thought Arkali was nerfed. Okay, never mind. My bad. Didn't even need to. What was that? I'm so confused. What outputted that damage immediately? And Frenzy, as I was saying, he just almost kills Krusty Pants, but unfortunately it's not enough, and that's a kill for Raj? I couldn't see who got it. I was just too flabbergasted by the damage. Oh, Clean as another. Like, is he just Eing and Qing? Like, he's not auto attacking, right? It's just the damage from his abilities. It's ridiculous.
I'm not sure if I'm honest. It just seems like he's getting the procs from his Riftmaker. And yeah, like, he's doing like a buttload of damage. Like, obviously Krusty Pants trading his life there to get pick on the Clean as. Honestly, Arkali not really in too much danger at the moment. He's still healthy enough, has a shuriken to kind of get away from anything that Platodig wants to do. And that's going to be pretty scary to deal with. Vengeful Potato out of position though.
No, misses.
A rare mistake here from Hung Fudge. Misses the Auron ulti to kind of layer the CC onto Karma. Vengeful Potato gets away with his life with a flash over the wall. maybe in a bit of a aggressive position.
Ooh,
Oh, nice
hook from
hook.
Krusty, but a nice Everfrost from Platodig to hold off on that follow-up, and Krusty might go down. Will actually go down to either Platodig or Cleanaz here. Flay, unfortunately, missing. It's just only delaying the inevitable. Annihilation. He's on the prowl. Nice little kill for him. Now he's on the board, and it was a really nice counter engage from Platodig. Zoning off the Arkali from actually getting the dive off. And because of that, Annihilation gets a kill.
Yeah, and he'll continue to farm up bot lane. He's trying to get himself back into this game after going down in the lane. Still doesn't have that first item completed. Should probably have that Naturus once he resets here.
Yeah.
So that is a pretty strong spike to go off of, because obviously pairs up really well with the passive and the ulti. But obviously I think it was nerfed a little bit, right? So it's not as kind of disgusting as it was before. But still could make something happen. Again, gold lead not insurmountable here. Most of it really being on Arkali himself. So if they can find a way to deal with the Arkali in these fights, then it's not too bad to deal with.
Annihilation gets hit by the Shuriken.
Oh.
He is under the shroud, so he's not able to be auto-attacked, and X-Frenzy is now forced to flash, and Cleanaz actually getting caught out here. And Arkali now picks up that kill for himself, and Ted Blonde actually kills X-Frenzy under the tower. And Jack Attack just ults that tower out of sheer manpower. Nice hook from Krusty Pants catching Platodig. Actually knows where he is because of the sweeper, and there is a box, but I think it gets spotted, so not that big a deal. They're all standing on the poison, so Annihilation does get a nice pop-off damage here if he gets the E.
Yeah, he's just trying to defend the tier 2 here at the moment. Platodig called once again, though. Sorry, that's a clone. Never mind. My bad.
Actually might go down for this. Yes, forced to flash. Well, maybe he wasn't forced to flash, but he does flash. Teflon jumping in.
Ted! For the love of God, stop. My God, dude. Oh.
Annihilation is still in Viz. You can look for something, but Arkali is here. Ornhorn being dropped. Here comes Annihilation. Vanishing Potato being brought very low. Use the mantra healing, but it's not enough. Annihilation exhausted. Annihilation exhaust and Ignite being dropped. Annihilation does eventually go down. Arkali is still a cool champion with that shroud. Krusty looks for another hook. Hongflo just walks away. Jack Attack coming in hot. Actually, another ult. Oh, nice dodge of the Searing Charge. And now Arkali, right on top of Cleanaz. Hong Fudge, 1 HP. X-Frenzy also here. But now he picks up that kill. The ult actually, Windslash does pick off the Arkali, and Jack Attack, no way out. And the shutdown goes over to Platodig. Really sloppy turn of events. But at the end of the day, a lot of kills and a lot of action. And now this dragon is now for Platodig.
Oh, how many kills happened?
Hang on,
no, it's still going.
Oh, the hook still lands. Actually, really nice play. Krusty Pants out of mana. Are they going to find where Platodig is? He has to just hop over to the other side, so they probably just won't know he's there. And I think that, as I take that back, oh, they do. Platodig is there. He drops the. Oh, Platodig. Unfortunately, he does have to clone to get out, but I think they know what it is from using the inner focus, and he actually does go down. Empowered E being dropped. Vanishing Potato does save Teflon, but at the cost of his own life. Oh, Empowered E does land, but unfortunately, X-Frenzy has a couple more dashes of his own. Kali is also here now. Unfortunately, I don't think this fight is just over yet. Krusty is still back in it. He does get engaged up. Here comes Jack Attack, dumping on X-Frenzy. Low HP, Cleanaz doesn't have any damage, and now he goes down as well. More fighting. Annihilation is still invisible.
Okay.
He might be looking for an engage himself.
Save your voice, man. You've been play-by-play casting for about 3-4 minutes straight. Holy moly, this game. Like, okay, so chaotic.
It's over now.
It's over now. They finally get themselves a dragon. Third one of the game. And so back and forth. Like, so many kills. A lot of them onto Teblond and onto Arkali. Like, they're both really, really strong right now. When Ted doesn't like jump to his death. Oh, Arkali is looking for the outplay here. 1v2 is trying to kill Annihilation. Will get it with the ulti. And so Riot buffed Arkali. Why exactly? It feels a little unfair. Not gonna lie. It's kind of doing obscene amount of damage with just 1 or 2 items. And Annihilation not really able to play this game at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Arkali he knows he's on a ward. He's just trying to bait him out a little bit. Hook, actually,
Okay.
bit of BM. Krusty, unfortunately, the hook doesn't land, and Hongfudge just builds his item right in front of his face. Ted
Yep.
Blonde is just pushing out mid, Everfrost being dropped. Now, Platodig does have, a lot of damage just from one auto attack. That bomb actually chunked him out to half. X-Frenzy being slowed. Nice buffer on the knock-up and stun from Ted Blonde, and that's just a lot of damage on X-Frenzy. Wind Slash is, her ultimate is now being used.
Yep.
Kali engaged on. Chem Tank being used. Unfortunately, the Shroud is a bit of a balanced ability, so he's able to get out of that one scot-free with the Lantern.
Yep. And it looks like they Nalish did manage to get that red buff for himself at the very least, so it's gotten some gold in his pockets, but it's pretty rough for Team Platodig at the moment. They're pinned into their base. Platodig himself actually kind of snuck in behind here, but it's half held. I'm not sure what he can do as the Shaco.
Oh, he's walking into Krusty.
Krusty.
He doesn't see him.
Got the hook.
You know, Cleanlands does get hit by the hook, and here comes Platodig on the behind. Jack Attack will just eventually pick that up, but actually the clone does take up the kill onto Ted Blonde, and Annihilation managing to pick up Krusty, but Platodig eventually will go down. But can Arkali and Jack Attack 2v4 this fight? One going to be dropped as a disengage, but I don't think Arkali gives a shit. He might actually just go in here. He Shuriken lands, and Twitch's one shot. Unfortunately, a bit of AoE damage is enough to take down the Arkali. Oh, here comes Grand Starfall going to be dropped. Vanishing Potato, very low in mana. X-Frenzy does have the hop that hits the stun. He just presses all his buttons, and Vanishing Potato eventually goes down.
Yeah, X-Frenzy getting the kill off the back of that, and Team Platodig do just about win that fight in the end. Though, not going to end up translating into too much. There's no dragon to get themselves with, or for themselves. They didn't have their jungler to go for that Baron. And so all they can really do is just try to catch some of these waves. Maybe try to get pressure onto these tier 1s. But X-Frenzy's going to get caught in a position here on 3 angles.
Yeah, can't get out of that one.
Yep.
Ted Blonde. Another kill for him. He's going back on the board. He does not stop this guy.
And it's for sure Tristana now here almost on her third item is going to get is going to get the IE, and they're pinging out for this Baron. Possibly to try to get themselves control. They could actually look to force if they manage to pick off Platodig.
Oh, Platodig, no way out. He has dropped the ulti, but I think Red Team knows which one it is. Here comes Annihilation on the back, and unfortunately, it's not enough.
Oh, there's a lot of damage onto the volley bear.
Down, and Ted Blonde. Annihilation forced the flash, clean as. That actually outputs a lot of damage, but here comes Arkali on the back line. Horn being dropped actually does connect, but that's not enough. Clean as will go down to Ted Blonde with the Buster Shot. Hongfudge flashing away. And that is the one fight for Team Arkali and a Baron Nashor for them.
Yeah, coming out big in that fight will grab themselves this neutral objective, and they can also rotate for the Dragon straight afterwards, get themselves that Infernal Soul, and they'll be in a really, really good position if they can do that. They'll actually kind of have to go straight for the Infernal, because otherwise Platodig is going to try steal it for himself.
Twitch, unfortunately, hasn't reached the 100 CS mark at 24 minutes yet. It's a bit of a struggle out here, you know, getting one shot by Arkali for showing your face outside of base, but it is what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I mean, Twitch nowadays is a bit int, so.
I mean, Arkali is just constantly finding him every time in these skirmishes and fights, and it's just giving him no room to breathe whatsoever. Constantly picking them off. So they have grouped up here around the dragon. There is a TP coming in here from what looks like Hongfudge. It does get immediately hooked though.
Ted Blonde autoing over the ball. He better not be jumping over. Platodig is spotted. He actually jumps towards his team this time.
Okay.
Not trying to throw this game. Annihilation somehow half HP for no reason. Does get spotted on the control board, and now all Raj has to do is just press R. R-E. Yeah. Wow. Press that play button. And that is the Infernal Soul being dropped. Krusty Pants 1v2, but a lot of damage from X-Frenzy, but unfortunately he does get hit by that one bit of CC, and that's all it for him. Ooh, very
Krusty.
Nice. Unfortunately, it didn't connect, but I'm sure Ted Blonde knew where he was, and Ignite being dropped as a bit of an emotional play, but that is a 3-4-0 for the side of Team Arkali, and they could set their sights on ending the game after this push.
Yeah, I mean it's game over at this point. Like, there's really nothing you can do against this Akali and this Tristana with this Infernal Soul. They're just too disgustingly fed, and their front line just can't deal with it whatsoever. And they've basically no damage themselves. Like, the Twitch is not being able to output damage. Riven can do something, but feels too little too late.
Stormbringer this man does not give a damn.
Yep.
He's going to get this tower and this inhib. If it costs him his life, nice hook onto X Frenzy. Platodig does get spotted. A lot of CC being dropped. X Frenzy, nice Gore Drinker heal. Unfortunately, not enough. That thing is a bit of a relic of the past. Not as good as it used to be. Platodig drops the stopwatch. Arkali exhaust and ignited, but I don't think Annihilation's getting out. Nice kill. Hongfudge is the last member alive, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And with that, I'm pretty sure that is the game.
It is going to be game indeed, and they're going to tie up this series here. Ted Blonde on the hunt.
Oh.
Does manage to get bamboozled by Platodig. Can Platodig outplay him? No.
Unfortunately. Again, he's going to be brought very low. Nice heals from Vanished Potato and the boost on keeping him alive. Hongfudge is trying his best to hold the line as long as possible for Annihilation and Clean as they're coming up. But unfortunately, both towers are going down. Baron empowered minions, I guess, are doing their job. And Jack Attack doesn't want to stay in this game any longer. He's trying to end this game. Flash from X Frenzy is forcing the flash from Jack Attack, and I don't know why they didn't hit the Nexus. Annihilation gets that kill into Krusty. X Frenzy.
The hubris of Teblon once again. Is it going to pay off? No, he does get bailed out by the Karma Shield in the end, and will be able to reset enough just to be able to get himself a triple kill here. And they're going to end the game. Like, they're going to hit the Nexus. It's game over. That is 1-1 for Team Arkali and Team Platodig here in this series. Hard fought, you could say. Maybe they had a bit of a helping from the draft from Team Platodig, you could say, because it definitely felt like they kind of limited their win conditions a little bit, especially with the Shaco pick and the Riven mid. Like, they kind of had the snowball early and or give Annihilation enough time to kind of scale himself, but he got no help whatsoever, and he kind of paid for it quite dearly, getting bullied out horrifically by the Akali. Well, look at this damage graph now. Absolutely disgusting from Akali and from Tristana. So, big performance from those two players, Ted Blonde and Arkali, despite the fact that Ted was doing his absolute best to throw the series on several different occasions with his rocket jumps. They do get there in the end. So if I want to take just a quick look here at the standings after that, because I'm curious how that's all shaping up, because we're drawing very close now to the end of the group stage here, and it's been a long group stage. There's been a lot of games played. So yes, Team Platodig are sitting at the top with 9 points. Behind them is Team Arkali on 7, and then there's a big gap then with Burn Pup on 4 and everyone else on 3. So still all to play for here. I think there's 2 more games for most of these teams. So you could see a number of people looking to grab those remaining 3 spots, because I'm pretty sure Platodig are like kind of locked in at this point. They only have 1 series to play, and they pretty much should have it at this point. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of shapes out. There is another series on at the moment, in fact. So we may throw you guys over to them if I can find them here on the Twitch. But any thoughts on the MVP?
I would like to give Game 1's MVP to Annihilation. Getting that even though he was a bit behind, he clawed his way back into the game. He got some nice early rockets, really boosted team morale actually. And I think Game 2, I'll just give it to Raj. From what I've seen when I joined him a little bit late, he seemed to pop the fuck off. But I mean, it is what you expect for him on his main champion. So.
Yep. But thank you, Hi, for joining me for this, and thank you everyone for watching. We're gonna raid Celtic Stream, who's casting Burn Pup versus Seder right now. So it's going to have big influence on how these standings play out. So we'll talk to you guys next time. Take it easy.